Greetings and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is LITE Crypto, and today we are going to be diving into Solana's ecosystem, searching for the next big airdrop gems out there. And back in December, we did do a similar video, and some of those projects that I mentioned actually did do an airdrop this year, including Camino, Tensor, Drift, and Parcel, and some of the others are still in point system stages and are going to be doing an airdrop this year or next year. So I was right about a lot of my calls. And today we are going to be looking into other projects. Some of these have been mentioned before, and some of them are more speculative and some are more confirmed. The first and foremost, we have the Solana Mobile, aka Seeker, which is the Chapter 2. The first was obviously called Saga, and the Seeker phone has been in a pre-order stage. It's going to be shipped next year, and it already has paid itself. So I already have received a bunch of airdrops which have already paid the Seeker's purchasing cost. And people thinking about, well, is it too late to participate? I think not, because there are some official partners with Seeker. It's a lot more official than it was on the first round. And there's also a lot of things like exclusive dApps and kind of like airdrops, which are definitely going to be happening once the phone is actually shipped. So you're definitely not late on purchasing the phone. Obviously, it might be beyond certain people's price points, but luckily there are a lot of other devices you can obviously get, like the universal phone by Telegram, or like some of the other projects we have, featured in the past. Current price is $500, and it's going to be going to $550 probably on the next part, which is probably going to be happening next year or maybe December. I don't know. So they might even do some Christmas promotion for a lower price. I don't know, but if you're going to be joining in, use my link. Now, next up, we have the Toby Foundation. This is basically a layer 2. We could call it a form of eigenlayer of Solana. And if you understand the valuation of eigenlayer, you understand that Toby is doing something very remarkable and gives a very potential big airdrop in the space. It's very under the radar. Nobody else is really talking about this right now. So you can now participate on the testnet, and you can do this obviously for free. And you just want to play around until you're going to be doing their mainnet thing, and that's going to be part of the criteria. But obviously you are going to be rewarded for your time in the testnet already. They haven't exclusively necessarily said that yet, but this is definitely something you want to do and participate. Join their Discord. That's probably going to be part of the criteria as well. Moving on, we have Meteora, and this is by the developer who created Jupiter. A lot of people don't seem to know this, but this is de facto most bullish thing about Meteora. Meteora is likely going to be the largest airdrop, as Jupiter was really large. Meteora is not going to be as farmed because it's going to be really lying on these pools. So you have to provide liquidity inside in order to be eligible for this drop. I just withdrew some of the stuff from my portfolio, and I'm going to be putting out an entry back in. Obviously, impermanent loss is the thing, and that's part of the risk participating on Meteora, but there's obviously 3 different functionalities that you can do to avoid that type of situation. So you're going to have research a bit about LPs, and if you have time to monitor your entry, then you probably won't have any problems whatsoever. Now, the other thing that they released recently is the meme coin mint. That might be a part of the criteria, so launching a meme coin is going to be something you want to add here. So I might probably do my own meme coin test, and maybe if people are interested, I'm going to be shilling it later on. But yes, this is something that probably is going to be criteria. And just doing vaults, and the more assets you have in is going to be definitely one criteria. And the length, how long you keep it, months, weeks, that's going to be part of it. And Jupiter is obviously going to have another drop as well, but everybody's talking about it. Meteor is also kind of like fairly known, but it is less farmed than Jupiter because people just don't have the money. You actually have to put in money. There's only 272 million here, which is not really that much when you think about it, how big the Jupiter ecosystem, for example, is. So Meteora is really big in my opinion. Then we have Sonic Odyssey. We have mentioned this on a couple of other airdrop videos, and basically you have these rings, and these rings are things that you can open. They're mystery boxes, and they are going to be giving you forms of rewards. For some reason, now I'm not able to glitch. I think I have to, these are testnet, so it's not fixing out because I'm on the mainnet right now, and there's a lot of tasks to do. Great for people who don't have money. So, you know, testnet, check-in, stuff like that. Pretty simple stuff, guys. And this is not to be confused with the other Sonic known as the Phantom Layer 2. So, or previously known as Phantom. So just you don't mix these up. Sonic is also poised to be very valuable in my opinion because it's a layer 2 solution, which is kind of there to maybe offer a very good scaling solution for Solana. Remains to be seen, but definitely top 5 things you should be farming under Solana. Then we have a more lower end project called Lula, which is a form of a lending protocol where you can farm apparently points by depositing funds here. Minimum is $100 though in order to participate here, and it splits the money between, I guess, the different protocols that it's farming. It's not, I mean, it's not exactly a lending protocol, so it's a bit different than that, but they don't have a token, and I guess if you're looking for extra things to do, well, this could be it. But once again, I would never have very high expectations on any lending protocol. As I have stated a million times in the past, they are not really, they are the E tier of airdrops, basically, almost one of the lowest that you can go. Then we have Triad. I did talk about Triad on a previous video. I think it was the monthly airdrop thing. And they have this thing going on. Triad has already a token, but they are doing a point system and they're doing airdrop. And you can get multiplier points by having actual NFTs like Undead Pike. I think I have this still. I don't think I sold it yet. And Pyth Alligators, I don't even know this collection, even though I've been following Pyth to a certain degree. Having Pyth also is going to be increasing your points. Coletta, not sure what that is. And then there's some Triad NFT. And also a Solana ID. That is definitely one of the things I should have minted. It's kind of more like a LITE KYC thing under Solana, but they also might do an airdrop, by the way. But I don't think as of right now you can create one. So it was limited and things like that. And you can refer people to the Triad as well to get more extra points. As it is a betting market or voting on different types of things under Solana's ecosystem, I think it's more like a new prediction market. It's kind of exciting idea because it's not TA, it's not exactly what we're used to, and it's definitely going to be something that could have a lot of more value in my opinion. Moving on, we have Solana, and we have talked about this already a couple of times. And Solana fundamentally, you know, we had the Sanctum airdrop, right? And Sanctum was a failure. It was a failure. And Solana is an alternative, and it seems to have multiple epochs and things like that. And make sure you're going to be completing these episodes over here because these are going to be part of the criteria. You get these badges over here. Right now, I'm top 9%. I think any project where you're farming, getting into the top 10% is going to be a pretty good place to be. And one of the things you can do here is you can restake your already LSD tokens. We did talk about in some video recently about these restaking tokens. We have like Solana Hub, we have Helios. Well, these exchange ones, I wouldn't count on too much on them. But there are a lot of these LSD tokens which could do their tokens. So you're basically farming out 2 different things at the same time. And a third thing, once you have staked out things, you can delegate a portion of your Solana in, and you can do Sonic. And we talked about Sonic just a minute ago, and this probably could be part of the criteria by delegating SSOL into Sonic. So that's probably going to be part of their criteria for their airdrop. So they're going to be probably rewarding people who are going to be doing that. Just a hunch. And that's probably why, because there's so many restakers on them versus the other ones. And Bonk obviously could do another airdrop, and, you know, there's that possibility too. So if you want to like split it, I guess you could split it between Bonk and Sonic. Hashkey Cloud, I don't know much about that. I think that's a VC, so I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. And then there's some DeFi things. These are going to be giving you point multipliers. But really, right now, you just don't want to have Solana just lying around. Don't natively stake it because that's never a criteria for anything. Just do the LSDs, do Sol layer. And yes, there's risk always with liquid tokens. It always has been. But the risk is quite minimal versus a lending protocol, for example. Then we have Pumpfun, which we did talk about a while back on the meme coin creation guide video. And they, announced just a week ago maybe on a podcast that they are going to be eventually doing a token. And, well, the criteria is going to be pretty simple. You want to create your own token, and then you want to have volume of trades. And I think $1,000 is probably a good place to start from. So have $1,000 worth of trading volume under Pumpfun, and that's going to be getting you the criteria. Remember that this is rigged website, that there's people who are using flash bots and things like that to basically rig it for them. They are doing it to pump it like 2x, and then they, basically exit on, you are their exit liquidity. So you got to be really smart about not going all in on Pumpfun. This is not where the organic tokens emerge. We have obviously things like GOAT, which merge from here, which has been killing recently, but fundamentally we have to understand that this is not a healthy place. Then we have Rainfee, which has something we did already mention a couple of times on the channel. This is a borrowing platform and lending platform, which has also NFTs. So I have the ability to lend NFTs, and I think I have done that. I think these collections are a bit outdated though. I think they could add a bit more stuff here, but whatever. And the lending NFT thing is still kind of like a emerging market. It hasn't necessarily come into its logical conclusion yet in terms of valuation. But at least there is a point system going on, and you're going to get points from borrowing, lending, and referrals. So if you have NFTs sitting around, I guess you could try it out and see whatever you can squeeze out some pennies out of them. And then our second last entry, which was on the December video, is Squads. This is a multi-sig wallet on Solana's ecosystem, and I played around a bit with it. They are still a bit of a wild card in terms of, will they do an airdrop? Will they not do an airdrop? And also there is the other one called DSig, which is a multi-chain thing, and they might also have an airdrop, but the Squad is first and foremost for Solana, so this is another one that could be valuable. I think the drop that we had on, I forgot the name on the Ethereum one, I think it's just called Safe, that was a pretty good one, and I just got $400 for one transaction or something, so people made a good bunk with that who really used that service. And then the last entry here is Divy, which is a betting platform. So you're into esports, you're into sports. Now you can bet on different things and get points. And these points obviously are going to be paying into an airdrop. So betting markets, in my opinion, compared to normal gambling, you can just play the odds. You can look at the multipliers, which have the lowest returns, and just bet on the safest thing. So with 1.03 multiplier, and just keep doing that, and not necessarily in a sport that's more how do you say it, it's bad on football because soccer is kind of random RNG stuff, but there are certain sports like fighting could be one of those, UFC definitely, where you could bet on certain things. So this is another one that I definitely think is kind of an easy play, but will it be very valuable remains to be seen, because the other one that I did on the betting market, the Azura one, wasn't super big airdrop, and I think I eventually lost money more on that platform than I won. So there's that also. So you got to be really smart about that play. But that ends up my video. In case you want to see another ecosystem to be covered on the channel, all you have to do is comment down below and I'll see what we can do. But hopefully this information was helpful to you, some alpha for you guys, and obviously use my links if you want to support my work. And I will be seeing you on the next video when it will be dropping out. Cheers.